Ladies and gentlemen, I am sitting like this. I should probably get up. Welcome back to the round review. This time we're going to be reviewing round 11 and round 12, sorry. Not round 11, round 12. Just getting comfortable here. Now, round 12, paint me like one of your French girls. The round of upsets, by the way, holy fucking shit. The amount of upsets this round was quite concerning. I did predict quite a few of those upsets, but some of which I couldn't get right. Starting off with the first game, Port Adelaide Carlton. I did get this one correct. I said Carlton are a better team. No Connor Rosie for Port Adelaide. Let me sit up here. No Connor Rosie for Port Adelaide. And Carlton, I think this was a game where they can remind the comp we're the real deal. And they won by 36 points. And they pretty much dominated all in that last quarter. It was up for grabs. It was anyone's to win. And the fourth quarter, Carlton said, we want this victory more. And I honestly think that was the difference, is Carlton wanted that more. But Adelaide, it was literally, Carlton were just ahead at three-quarter time. Really impressive performance from some of the common names we know. Kerner kicking 3 goals, Mackay with 3 as well. Williams kicking 3 as well. Georgiades with 4. The only multiple goal kicker for Port Adelaide, so a little bit of a problem there. The normals, Butters, Horn-Francis were great. Wines as well. Drew, Cripps was really good. Walsh. The normals were good. But my oh my, they were phenomenal, Carlton. Great movement, great ball movement, attacking. And they defended okay. But I thought that fourth quarter was as dominant of a performance we've seen this season against a great team away from home. Really impressive. And Carlton find themselves pretty steadily in 5th place, with a not so good percentage still, but they are equal with 3rd place Geelong, just with a better percentage there, Geelong. The game after, no one could have got this right. I mean, this was 2 very injured teams taking each other on at Marvel Stadium. Collingwood 82, Western Bulldogs 100. And I got this entirely wrong. I think the reason I got this wrong, I don't know. They were just better. Their midfield, for me, it was the Bont-Treloar, the Bont-Dacos battle. Dacos had a stupidly good game, but Bont arguably had an even better game. Like, Bont was just, he was on fire. I mean, 2 goals, 38 touches, 9 tackles, 10 clearances. Nick Dacos, 16 clearances, 32 touches, 2 goals. I mean, it was honestly, and then Treloar as well, a goal, 37 touches, 11 clearances. Talk about a game of 3 players. That was the difference there. Sam Darcy's looking really promising with 3 goals as well. I thought he performed well. And other contributors belong to, who else was good? Can't quite remember, but I think Schultz got a couple goals. He was good. But the Dogs more injuries. Harms and Vandermeer did a hamstring. So not the best outcome for the Dogs despite the win. But the Dogs are in 11th place still. They're still outside that 8, which shows you how competitive it is. Collingwood slip out the 8th and 12th place with a pretty poor percentage, 104. Equal on points with 7th place GWS, but also equal on points with Melbourne in 10th. So a little bit of a battle going on right there. We'll move on to next game, which was something I predicted. I believe Hawthorn weren't favourites, but they won 107 to 80 points. They played really well against Adelaide. Dylan Moore was on absolute fire. He was phenomenal, kicking 5 goals, having so much impact. Gunston with 3 goals against his old side as well. Cook and Burgess kicked 3 for Adelaide, but it was just that midfield. It was Day, Moore, Newcomb that just did it for Hawthorn. Even though Adelaide had, Crouch and some normal contributors, they were just outdone. And Adelaide slipped below Hawthorn now. Hawthorn are in 12th, which, by the way, I predicted Hawthorn to finish 10th place at the end of the home and away season. Ball knowledge. Adelaide slipped down to 14th place, They are one win of St Kilda's being in bottom 4. You wouldn't have thought that at the start of the season. Most, including myself, had Adelaide shooting up into the top 8, but they've done the opposite. Speaking of St Kilda, they won at Optus Stadium, 68 to 82 points. They won by 14 points. And it was looking a little bit dodgy at times. It was mostly the Eagles were leading, but that fourth quarter, St Kilda found some sort of fight, and they did what they had to do. They did what they had to do. It wasn't pretty, but then the away win against West Coast has proved pretty difficult this season, so it is a very impressive win. Wood kicked 4 goals. He was their main contributor. For the Eagles, they only had 5 goal kickers, but Ryan and Cripps with 3 were really good. Elliot Yeo is cooking different. He's playing for that contract, for that big money signing, clearly. But what a performance, from St Kilda, who find themselves still in the bottom 4, but that win over West Coast, you would say, relatively speaking, should do them very good to not finish bottom 3, given that West Coast percentage is much worse. I've already talked about the Geelong and Richmond game. For those who don't know, every single week I talk about the Richmond game separately, so I won't go into too much depth about this, but Geelong won by 30 points. Richmond played probably their best game this season in that first half, and then we just ran out of legs in the second half. Geelong overtook us, and Geelong are now in third place, fighting for that top 4 game. Richmond are still in second last. We move swiftly on to the biggest upset of the season. Melbourne at home, although it was in Alice Springs, technically speaking a home game, 49 points, 7 goals, 7. Fremantle kicked 22 goals, 9, 141. They won by 92 points, Fremantle, and it could have been more. They could have kept going. It was an absolute domination. It was... Who would have thought this? I mean, talk about Fremantle being boring. These are 2 really defensive teams, and traditionally they don't score a lot, traditionally they don't concede a lot, and they don't score a lot either. They're pretty boring. No one thought Fremantle would score 141 points against one of the best defences in the league, Melbourne. Remarkable, absolutely remarkable from them. Jordan Clark with a goal and 36 touches was phenomenal. Luke Ryan continues a really good season, although Max Gawn did have a splendid game. Once again, he could poll some really good votes this season. It was Josh Treacy with 3 goals as well. The unsung heroes of Fremantle did it for them, and they're solidified in the top 8. Jai Miz kicked 4 goals, Jackson with 3 goals alongside Walters as well. It was Sarong and Brayshaw contributing 2. Great win. That finds Fremantle in 6th place with a healthy percentage, a rarely healthy percentage. And as for Melbourne, they're down to 10th place, which is really bad showing for them. They're 1 win away from being 11th if the Dogs win next week, and they don't. It's not looking good. And finally, we move on to the last game, which I did predict correctly. This round, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 tips right out of 7 games. So I only got 3 wrong, but Gold Coast did beat Essendon. I did think this was going to happen, but in a weird way, I think Essendon performed probably the best they have this season. To go away from home in the Gold Coast is a hard task. They could have won. They kicked 11 goals, 14, so were really inaccurate. Gold Coast were accurate, 14 goals, 7. That's 21 scoring shots to 25. So you could make an argument there that the Dons should have won. They did claw it back in the fourth quarter. They were level, but it was just Gold Coast just kicking the clutch goals towards the end there. It could have gone either way. Yeah, you would say they're relatively lucky. Zach Merritt and Noah Anderson, clearly the 2 best players on this pitch. Somehow Flanders continues to have a phenomenal season. Ben, Long and King, kicked the 4 goals. Nick Cox with 3. So Essendon had a lot of contributors, but they just couldn't have that outstanding forward line player. It was a really good game to watch, and Gold Coast, they're in the 8. They're in 8th place on 28 points. Essendon's still in 2nd place, but this is arguably more impressive than not as a neutral watching Essendon, given they did so well away from home against an informed Gold Coast team. We saw how Gold Coast dismantled Geelong. Essendon held their own, and they could have and arguably should have won. But they're in 2nd. Life's good for them. Their percentage ain't great, but life's still good for them. As for Gold Coast, easily in 8th place. Oh, no, they're not, sorry. They are in 8th place, but not easily. And that's pretty much it. Bye rounds to Sydney, GWS, Brisbane, and North Melbourne means they didn't play a game. So the ladder's a bit weird right now, but that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, look at stuff, follow the TikTok FTFooty, and I'll be seeing you in another video.